Mother Teresa. What if it was somebody else that was there? Somebody else doing that. And there had been all these clinics that would be built up. People getting healed. Doctors. There were no doctors in her clinics. No doctors. Get out. Come on. No doctor. Not one? Nope. No, they cost money. They didn't give bread to anybody unless it was donated. The food they got had to be donated. It wasn't going to come out of the money that she had. Yeah? And no one knew this. Everybody just thought it was the event, the circumstances at hand. And it's not the way it is. So her whole thing was to keep it in a point of suffering. Everybody looking like that, all the pictures being taken like that would give much more sympathy toward the cause. And it did. It got her a whole bunch more money, got everything, as though, they simply didn't have enough and they're doing so much and it's such a suffered situation. But the truth is, it should have been the opposite. Someone who is glorified as being, literally a walking saint, like Mother Teresa. Yeah. What if that wasn't true? Yeah. What if you found out that she received millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars and kept it? Millions and millions, tens of hundreds of millions of dollars and kept it. Yeah. And out of all the money that she received, she only gave less than 7% to the foundation. Yeah. And if you look at the history of the foundation, look at the history of records and look at any video and pictures that are done in that foundation, you'll see everybody is starving. Everybody is without any kind of medicine. And she's like, oh, I can't do it. There's so much, but I'll try. The reality is that she was given millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. But it didn't go to those people. Yeah. It went into her bank account in the Catholic Bank. Yeah. I mean, to the tune, so high, so much, that the Catholic Church stayed afloat because of it. Can you imagine that? Yeah, check this out. Check this out. I'm not the only one talking about it. That should trip you out, people. There's a lot in this world that has more to do with black magic than to do with white magic. And white magic is discernment, discrimination, you know, the putting light on the corruption, putting light on the ability to do what they're doing. Yeah. And not, you know, if you confront this, if you confront Mother Teresa in the moments of all that, you know, all these poor people and all their clinics, they have no money, they're rinsing out their needles and everything. And we confronted her, yeah, because we knew that millions of dollars was being given to her. We knew it, yeah. We saw bankers, we saw other people funding enormous funds directly to her, yeah, so that it would help her charity, because it seemed really in need, yeah. But the difficulty is that it never really reached the people, yeah. And no one was able to figure out, you know, where's this money going? You know, she would just say it's not enough. You know, it spreads out very quickly. You know, we just don't have enough. And the reason she didn't have enough is because she'd only give, you know, a small amount. You know, 7% is an extremely small amount of money. You know, $7 out of $100. You know. You know, I mean, that's really a small amount of money. Yeah, a really, really small amount of money. Yeah. And she had the relationship of a lot of people, you know, caring for India, caring for things that are going on. And if it had been truly a saint, if it had been someone who was of the White Lodge, the money would have gone to him. You know, that's the difference between the White Lodge and the Dark Lodge. The suffering. Yeah. Now, if that had happened, you know, then we would see a positive condition taking place. Yeah. We would see the conditions of India changing, you know, from the early 70s when it was horrible, you know, through the 80s. It would get better and better, and the clinics would be more fostered, and housing and businesses and people and education, cleanliness, hygiene. There was no hygiene in our clinics. Zero hygiene. None. And yet that's the first place you start when you're a nun. Yeah. I mean, they're supposed to be the original nurses. Yeah. But she was none of that. She was just what she was. Yeah. And if that had been different, yeah, if we had had a saint there, someone else, anybody else, you know, who had been given that opportunity and had that hardship and had been given opportunities by people to give money and save those people, and 30 years pass, you know, you'd see those streets totally different than the way they turned out. Where the way they turned out, they stayed the same. She maintained inertia. She maintained that the suffering was necessary. I could show you a whole lot more, yeah, where she handwritten what she would say, how she would say it. The things she commented on was the suffering of the poor. It's their plight. It's not for us to get them out of it. Yeah. It's not for us to do anything about it. Yeah. It's for us to increase other people's compassion and empathy by them witnessing such suffering. Yeah. So her whole thing was to keep it in a point of suffering. Everybody looking like that, all the pictures being taken like that, that would give much more sympathy toward the cause. And it did. It got her a whole bunch more money, got everything, you know, as though, you know, they simply didn't have enough and they're doing so much and it's such a suffered situation. Yeah. But the truth is, it should have been the opposite.
Whole.